Hey boss bitches, it's your girl Phoenix Novell, and this video is called What to Do When He Wants to Break Up. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not gonna be one, two, I'm done, everything's good, goodbye. It doesn't work like that. Emotions don't work like that. The heart doesn't work like that. Sometimes it works, you know, to your advantage, and sometimes it will drag you through the mud. And most times it will drag you through the mud, you know. Um, so, first and foremost, ladies, don't try to convince him to stay with you. Don't try to convince him that the relationship is worth saving. Because if he's coming to you saying he wants to break up, it's not something that he's just thought about. It ain't just popping to his head. Somebody ain't just come and turn his eyes. No. It's something that he's always kind of been thinking about. Not always, but like he's been pondering about it for a while. He's assessed. He's kind of weighed his options and thought what he would lose if he, gave you up, and what he would gain if he gave you up, and what he would have to deal with if he stayed with you. All right, guys are very calculating. They're very mental, and they process this information because they're always thinking about what I need, what I'm going to need going forward. Where can I get this from? Who's going to be this person to me? And what I'll be without if I lose or let go of this situation, this job, this person, this relationship, this opportunity. It's not always an emotionally, it's not always an emotional choice. It's sometimes a very logical choice and a very, relative choice. Sometimes a guy just needs somebody who's going to cook and clean and not really nag and just be there around and not necessarily be such like a equal, I'll say. Sometimes they're just looking for companionship. Sometimes they're just looking for financial security. Sometimes they're just looking for sex. Sometimes they're just looking for head. Sometimes they're just looking for a place to sleep. And, and sometimes they build relationships for those reasons and not necessarily ever fall in love with you, and that's something that you have to be real with. What kind of relationship am I in? Is this person using me? Am I okay with that? One thing about me is that I don't ever try to tell you what kind of relationship you should be in besides one that makes you happy, okay? I'm not here to say you need a man who doesn't sleep around, because sometimes you want to sleep around, and if you want to do that, it's probably fair to let them do that too. I'm not going to tell you that you should be with a man who wants to have his own company one day, or he has to make this amount of money, or you can't have no baby mamas linger around. Because again, all of that is relative. It depends on you. It depends on what you want. It depends on what you're okay with. And sometimes you meet somebody who's already been with somebody. What? You're going to not be with them because they had a past? And you fall in love with them, but you're going to say, no, I don't want to be with them because they got 4 kids. But you love them and they love you. Come on, be rational. So the reason why I say that you need to get real, about the situation. You need to accept that he wants to separate. Okay? And hear him out. All right? If it came up in a heated discussion, he says, you know what? I don't want to be with your ass anyway. I'm done. If it came up like that, then you need to go. You need to go lock yourself in the bathroom or go to the bedroom, whatever you can to just kind of not throw fire on the flame. All right? Because he may just be looking for that so that he could justify his choice. He may be looking for any reason, or he may just be heated in the moment and need to say what he had to say. But it's not a conversation that you should ever have when you're heated, because it's not always something that goes anywhere, besides more anger, and sometimes even leads to physical violence, or breaking shit. But it's a conversation that you need to have when you're both in a place of listening to each other. All right. Sometimes it might be like he take you out and tell you he don't want to be with you. Listen to what he says. I'm not saying that you can't be angry or upset. I'm just saying that you don't need to show him that. All right? Have control over your emotions. Have control over what you say. Understand that there is sex appeal. There's a sexiness that comes to control. I don't care what anybody tells you. You know, some guys like a girl who's very sensitive, but the truth is, everybody respects control. Everybody respects somebody who can actually get above their emotional self and say, I'm listening. I'm not saying what the fuck you like. I'm not saying be all aggressive and passive aggressive and hostile. I'm saying listen and look like you listening, because he'll come at you with more facts. He'll come at you with more of from a logical standpoint of why he want to break up. He might not even give you any reasons. I'm not saying he has to, but if he's open to discuss why he wants to let go, then you should be open to receive why he wants to let go. Okay, and take it all in. You can say, you know what, that hurts my heart. You know, I thought that we were going to be together, or, you know, I felt like, wow, you know, things just changed so fast. Whatever you feel, you can say, but say it coming from a place of control. Don't let your emotions lead you down this path of like, I gotta get out of here. Like, don't get to that point, because when you do, then you might just start saying stuff that you can't take back. You might do something that you regret. You're reactive instead of being conscious in the moment and in control, you know? Now, when you go home, you might cry, you might throw shit. You can do all of that. I give you 100% all access pass to buffoon the fuck out, like completely, because that's real. But they don't need to see that. They don't need to see any of that, because you don't know where the relationship is going to go from there. You can't take back what you show that person. But you need to be alone. You need to process what they said. Okay, cool. All right, I get that. All right, you know, all right, well, let me take some time, process this and deal with it or whatever, and I'll hit you back up, or, you know, whatever you got to do. But you need to get away if you can't control your emotions. If you need answers, stop. Because sometimes there are no answers for why you don't want to be with somebody. And those answers usually don't make you feel better, right? Because you ain't do this, you're not like this, I want somebody who's like this. It still boils down to the fact that they don't want to be with you. So why you need to know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Why you need a reason? You know, we all want a reason. Why did I get fired? The truth is, at the end of the day, they don't want you anymore. Okay? And, you know, when it comes to jobs, maybe that's a bad example, because, you know, you can sue for wrongful termination. It ain't like that in relationships. It just don't work like that. You know, you can't sue somebody for breaking up with your ass, you know, or like you can try to be vindictive and cause them pain, especially if you guys have ties or whatever. But like, for real, I know couples who've been married and got divorced and just caused each other some of the most bitter, heart-wrenching kind of pain, because they were so sad that the relationship at the end, or one person cheated, or one person met somebody else. At the end of the day, you're still without that person. You know, you can try to put a price tag or amount of, you know, vindication on how much vengefulness this is going to take for you to get over it, but you never really get over it if you love that person, if you cared about that person, you know, because they're gone, you know? So accept the fact that they don't want to be with you anymore. Listen to it if you want to. You don't have to listen to it, but I'm just saying, don't come all undone in front of them. If you're going to come undone and go weeks without eating, do that shit in the privacy of your own place, all right? Or at your mom's house or at a friend's house in solitude, so that they don't actually witness that, because sometimes they don't know why they stopped loving you. Sometimes they don't know why they don't want to be with you. Some people stay in relationships where they don't want to be with you, but they just stay and they're miserable and you're miserable. But some people actually just want to get out of it so that you can move on and they can move on. And I respect that. Why? Because you're giving me my time to be free. I got to deal with the fact that you don't want me anymore. But I love myself enough to say, I want to be with somebody who wants to be with me. And I want you to be with somebody who wants to be with you. And I'm glad that you could actually be real with me, opposed to cheating on me or dragging me through hell because you don't know how to not break up with me, you know, or we got too many ties that might be too hard to untangle. So yeah, accept it. Accept it. Listen to them. You know, don't try to be friends. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna save that for another video. Why you shouldn't try to immediately change the dynamic of the relationship just to hold on, because you playing yourself. All right. So don't play yourself. Once again, it's your girl Phoenix Novell for Boss Bitch Tips. Peace.